season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And good starting field position. Get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Bryce Love. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
At the 43-yard line.
Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a 1st down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 31. They'll hand it off. It's Love. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight-ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
And it's caught. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last 2 plays.
Washington 1st down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
1st and goal at the 1. Looking to throw, Haskins. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. Richard Rodgers, his first touchdown on the year. And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories. And you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do. And when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there. That nice opening drive because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
At their own 23-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Takes this to the 27, give him 4 yards.
He was tackled.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle, feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
To C.J. Uzomah.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Again, the ball carrier.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
They'll fight forward for a couple down inside the 40.
The Bengal ball carrier. He was taken down by Reuben Foster. It's a gain of 2 yards. And
an extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. Got a man, it's Ross, complete. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first.
To John Ross.
A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
First down, Cincinnati.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. That is incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line. They go back to the ground now with Mixon. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow going deep down. And this is caught. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bengals are an extra point away from tying up this football game. Bullock good on the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And they'll watch this one fall in the end zone, and that'll be a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Play action. Haskins slings this deep from McLaurin. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Washington. Terry McLaurin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And Washington has taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. That'll be taken about a yard deep and beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks. From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Mixon, the ball carrier.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
On 2nd down, here's Burrow. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
A gain of 13 yards.
Well, that was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 now.
46.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
With this Washington 14. Bengals 7.
2nd and 11. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. That'll put him at 66 receiving yards now for the game, and he's got a 1st down. First down, here's Burrow. Open man is Higgins. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a 1st down.
10 goal, Cincinnati.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. They'll give it to Mixon. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
No gain on the play.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. That is caught at the 7-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety. And the return won't go anywhere. They'll be back deep in their own territory at the 2-yard line.
Down pass.
They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss. And another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game. And the head coach said, I'll take him. I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
It's a gain of 2.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on 3rd. They go play action with Haskins. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A gain of right around 35 yards on a play that started back inside their 10. Just like that, out of danger and up past the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Haskins. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Normally being a big-bodied receiver plays to their advantage downfield. Go up and make the catch, take the hit, and pick up yardage. But in this case, the hit was timed really well and popped it free from his grasp.
Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Off the play fake. Here's Haskins. That's complete to his tight end, Sprinkle. And they're going to have this way down in Cincinnati territory. Big yardage that time for Washington. 45 yards. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Now those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. On play action, Haskins. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. N'Keal Harry was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Haskins going to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
And 7.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. N'Keal Harry, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And Washington is able to stretch their lead. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And they will watch this one land in the end zone. That'll be a touchback.
Their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Dancing to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chase Young able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Montez Sweat make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. As the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
He'll find his running back, Joe Mixon. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half.
It's now
Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Taking it about the 36. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And Washington will have a short field here as they take over 1st and 10. On first down, it's Haskins. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Sean Williams. And a potential turning point as they'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
They'll take over first and 10.
Well, when I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
The first down pass. Intercepted. They'll take over first and 10 at the 50-yard line.
First and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. Now after the turnover, here's Haskins. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Carlos Dunlap, the Florida Gator, chopping his way to the quarterback. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Bucs set to get the football first, and they trail here as we get started in the second half. Fielded a couple yards into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Bengals drive about to get going. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else. And now it's 3rd and 10. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Burrow looking to pass. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Montez Sweat in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. This is taken at the 23. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
And how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. From midfield now, Haskins looking for McLaurin, and he's got him. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a 1st down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Haskins out of the gun. Flushed out right, and he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45.
Intercepted.
That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw or maybe the ball's tipped.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Montez Sweat has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
An extra man in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. From midfield now, Burrow. Open man is Uzama. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. Still just the 3rd quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. The Bengals try it, but it doesn't work out. And Washington will have it on the turnover on downs. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that'll be incomplete. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Incomplete.
In the 3rd quarter here in D.C., a 2nd and 10 upcoming. To throw again, Haskins. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. That one good for a 1st down pickup of 18 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the Bengals' 33-yard line.
On 2nd down and 4, Haskins. He'll get that to DeValve, the tight end. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation.
Yet again, Haskins is intercepted. 3rd time. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he'll take it across midfield to the 46-yard line.
Intercepted.
2nd straight drive now here, Charles, that have ended with an interception.
And I just wonder, because I don't think it's going to rattle him necessarily, but I also wonder if it's going to nerve him a little bit. Does it lead to another one, or does he find a way?
Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. That's Deron Payne with a sack that time.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They're passing here, Joe Burrow. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And he's taken down inside the 30. How about them biting off 15 yards there on the 4th down attempt and keeping the drive alive?
A gain of 15. 1st down, Bengals.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
This pass complete to Higgins. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Burrow hooking up with Higgins for a Bengal first down.
At the 5.
This defense has certainly had an outstanding second half, haven't they? I know they just gave up a first down there, and for the offense, they're hoping that that's something that they can jumpstart with and maybe start to move the ball a little bit better. But it's been tough sledding for them.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals.
Touchdown.
Joe Mixon hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Bengals have got it back to a one-score game. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the 2nd extra point he's missed so far. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds. So really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line. Haskins and the Washington offense going to come up here 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. They turn to Love on the handoff. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much through the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Man, I'm not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs. A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing again. Haskins looking for Harry. He airs it out. That's caught inside the 20. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 15-yard line. That one covers 29 yards. First down. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. On first down, here's Love. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Here's Love again. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
3rd down and 4.
They're going to run this with a tight end. Oh, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Hopkins' kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. A big one there. That gives them a little cushion and makes it a two-score game.
Yeah, let a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a two-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Decent start to the drive there. Of course, they need the touchdown, two-point conversion, and a field goal.
Yeah, those guys are into it. How about the guys on the sidelines? You see the coaches signaling, all the personnel groups up on the...
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. And the pressure gets to him again. Chase Young picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. John Ross with his 13th touchdown of the year and 2nd of the game. And the Bengals able to get this back within a touchdown. So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for 2. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. And he takes it all the way back. It's a pick 2, if you will, as that play backfires in a big way. So a 7-point game, they'll need a recovery, the touchdown, and an extra point to tie. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
They'll run again with Love on 1st down. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And all the way down to the 5. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. More muscle up front for this 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Going to give it to Love. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Bryce Love, his 9th touchdown of the season. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. A solid blocking up front from the guys on the offensive line allowed him to get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, some might say that the guys on the offensive line were in concert. I used to have a coach who called it marrying up, meaning when you get on a guy, you just stay right there. Each guy has his own assignment. That allowed the runner to make the big move towards the end zone.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded on the back line of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown.
And that's going to be intercepted. Landon Collins, the Pro Bowl safety. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. And you'd have to figure they're just looking to burn these final 2 minutes away and get out of here with a victory. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Washington about to close this one out as they are down to a knee.
Well, they certainly didn't appear to be fired up about their options throwing the football. So, to me, this seems like a case of just kind of taking their medicine there, run the ball, see if they could pick up something. Instead, they were throwing for a loss.
So a victory here for the Washington football team. And they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for Washington, they continue to put themselves in position for a first-round bye as they move to 8-2. And they'll hit the road next week to take on the Dallas Cowboys. Meanwhile, for Cincinnati, it's a loss that'll drop them back to 500 through 10 games. And they will be at home next week to take on the New York Giants. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.